Hello and good evening out there. Thank you for joining us here on Backseat Broadcasting. We're wrapping up week 5 here at Bathurst with the GT1s and GT3s as always on Thursdays. We see Ken Kruger doing a little bit of a rally practice there. We just got about 7 minutes left in practice before we do our 10 minutes. Oh, and this is the testy part of the track descending the mountain here as Craig pulls over. You might identify that as the Silver Bullet, which is out there this evening. Corey Mitchell back in the Corvette for the GT1 class this race. Thanks for joining us here, Corey. So just 6 minutes remaining in this practice session. We see Michael Johnson leading the pack up there in his Aston Martin. For the GT3s, we got Ali Salih almost breaking into the 204s here. James Buntner close behind him. They were closely followed by Jaron Haslett, just another 10th back. Let's take a quick look at our schedule. We are at Mount Panorama Mount Panorama circuit right now. And we will be at Watkins Glen doing the full boot next week starting Sunday with the Miatas. Make sure to join us for that. Take a quick peek over at the race info. Track starting to heat up a little bit during the practice session here. And tonight, as always, will be interesting to see if anybody serves it. We have a 12x drive-through penalty. It's very easy to go off track in a couple of these turns and clip the walls. More than likely going to ruin your race and need a few quick repairs. Yes, 3.8 mile circuit. For anybody who's interested. Longest one of our season. Mandatory pit stop with a 50% fuel limit. These GT1s descending the mountain is positively suicidal. No brakes. All horsepower. So you can see Jacob Hiller actually going 183 out there. Pretty impressive, rivaling Mr. Johnson here with 182. Jacob really paying attention to the setup this week. And it's really good to hear that Corvette open up. I don't dislike the sound of the Aston Martin, but I do love that American muscle car sound. Jaron Haslam back on track for us again. 2 races in a row. Thanks for joining us. Vincent Wood down here, 5th fastest in the practice session. He's in the new BMW M4. And that's going to do it for our practice session. We're going to jump right into 10 minutes of qualifying in just a moment here. Checking back at the track temperature, it looks like we're still at 106. Let's see if it changes for the beginning of qualifying. It does, jumping down to 87 degrees, throwing these drivers off just slightly. Here we can see Bjorn making his way onto the racetrack, getting that hot lap underway. Oh, sorry, that out lap. James feeling very confident in the Lamborghini here. Looks like he's got a decent setup under him. Nick Johnson riding in the Turner Motorsports skin. What do Turner Motorsports run then? It's gotta be an M4. Or they run an M8. I don't know. I think it is the M8. Here's Ali Salih starting his first hot lap around turn 2. And that's Corey Mitchell taking a couple of these purple sectors away from Michael Johnson, at least on the first lap here, and they are not short laps at all. Ooh, Corey Mitchell just tapping the wall there. I wonder if he got a contact point for that. See if his speed adjusts at all during this lap to indicate that. He's still pushing. That's 4 purple for Corey. And we're already 4 minutes in, and no one has completed a lap. And we have a packed lobby this evening. There's Bjorn Benches first on the board for the GT1 class. Ali Salih crosses the line for the GT3s with a 2:05.3. Those are the times to beat. Michael Johnson crosses the line. He's going to go fastest overall for the moment, but here's Corey with a poor sector on the straights there. But doing quite well overall. And Corey puts himself on pole. Jaron Haslam comes across the line. He's going to go just a shade better than Ollie, and so does James Butner there. Pushing Ali Salih down to 3rd place. John Miller's in 4th, followed by Jacob Hiller up to 5th place here. Vincent Wood is in 6th. Nicholas Love is in 7th. I think that was Ali Salih with a incident there. Somebody had touched the wall. That's going to ruin this lap for them. 5.5 on the board, 4.5 to go. Michael Johnson with no purple sectors, only personal bests here. He's still got a good chunk of time to make up on Corey, who's about 6/10 faster at the moment. That's Bryce Carter slotting down way down for the GT1 class there. It is a very tricky car to run, especially at this circuit. Andrew Rasmussen gets himself into the top 10 with a 2:07.350. Ali Salih coming around the final turn. And none of those sectors were great for him at all. Jaron Haslam returns to the pit lane. James Buntner is not able to go any better himself. And that tag on the wall has cost Ali Salih a time at all. Shane Hunter crosses the line. Shane Hunter did. Putting himself into 3rd. Still waiting on lap times here from Tommy Regan and Troy Banks, who are not on track. There's a whole host of drivers who are not in the session at the moment. Here's Troy Banks coming across the line. Oh, and he's only good enough for 12th fastest out there. Here's John Miller, who puts himself up to second. Gets himself on the front row of the grid. He's just a few 1,000ths slower than Jaron. This is not starting out to be a better lap for him. Jaron is in the pit lane. James Buntner descending the mountain at the moment. Not too many green sectors for him. Ali Salih coming down the back straight here. 2 minutes to go on the clock. Vincent Wood not able to push well this lap. Andrew Rasmussen comes across the line. Not enough time to complete another one. Richard Swindell is descending the hill. Tyler Pierre Richards down in 11th at the moment. All green sectors for him. Michael Johnson comes across the line, not able to go any faster. And then at the death, Shane Hunter comes across himself and takes second place. Corey Mitchell is going to celebrate with that pole position by taking a little jump there. And backing it pretty much through the pit lane. Michael Johnson just getting some practice in at the moment. John Miller is going to be second on the grid. Ali Salih down to fourth. Not able to put in the times needed for this session. Craig Ream down in 8th. Douglas getting some track time before we go live here in just a moment. Getting a feel for it. At least he's able to move through it pretty well, and that is it for our qualifying session. Let's take a quick peek at the grid. That's Corey Mitchell on pole position, followed by Shane Hunter. Row 2 is Michael Johnson, followed by Tommy Regan, Bjorn Benches, Bryce Carter, and Carlos Lopez. Did Jacob Hiller take pole position at the last moment? Sorry, I missed that. Well done, Jacob. Unless Jacob is in the GT1s and I am screwing this up, that is quite possible as well, but I could have sworn it was Jaron Haslam. Let me check this out real quick. It looks like he is in a GT1 car. Excuse me about that. That was my mistake. And so that's going to be Jaron Haslam on pole position for the GT3s, followed by John Miller, James Buntner, and Ali Salih making up row 2 there. They will be followed on row 3 by Vincent Wood, Nicholas Love, Craig Ream, Andrew Rasmussen, Richard Swindells, Tyler Pierre Richards, Troy Banks, and Nick Johnson. And then these guys are all fellows that did not set a qualifying time, so hopefully we will see them grid here, followed by Douglas Doucette, Andrew Durkis, Kent Kruger, Douglas Emery, we saw on track just at the death there, Russell Elizondo, Mike McCoy, Adam Baltudis, Russell, Lincoln Russell, Federico Del Toro, Kenny Teal, David Fendick, and Ryan Walsh. So plenty of guys out there in the lobby. We're on the back straight here. Here is the GT3 championship standings. As of 4 weeks in, that's Ali Salih with 259 up top, followed by Craig Ream. They are not in great qualifying positions, but anything can happen in this race, as we've seen in the last two we've had. John Miller is in third, followed by Tyler Pierre Richards. Let's take a quick peek at the GT1s. It's Bjorn Benches up top, followed by Shane Hunter, Carlos Lopez, Corey Mitchell is in fourth, and Michael Johnson in sixth. Going live with this race. For the GT1 class, waiting on Corey Mitchell to round the final turn and punch it, and he is off. We're going racing here. And already green flagging out here for the GT3s. Everyone not even on the first lap yet, making it through. Jaron Haslam still going through. It's Shane Hunter in second place. Obviously Canadian. Tommy Regan hot on Michael Johnson's heels here, as we're going to descend the hill for the first time in this race in these beastly GT1s. A little bit further back in the GT3 class, here we go over the hilltop. Everyone seems to make it through pretty well. Taking it nice and easy. There's Corey Mitchell pulling around to finish the first race lap out here. Let's adjust Jacob right quick. Fierce battle raging there between Carlos Lopez and Bryce Carter. Carlos edging himself by that time. Door to door goes Shane Hunter and Michael Johnson. Shane cuts back across to the racing line, and they keep up with Corey, which is so important here. Oh, that's Vincent Wood off track. Losing mega places there. Kent Kruger getting by. And that's Jaron Haslam with having some issues, pushing John Miller into the wall. Oh, sorry, is that John? Yeah, that's it. John Miller still in second place. James Puntner now getting involved as they drop off Jaron Haslam just slightly. And there's chaos ahead, taking out Ali Salih. Everyone else managing to get through, and Ali Salih on his side has to retreat to the pit lane. Let's see what had happened here. He just got a little bump from behind from James. And then Ali Salih just somehow, oh, that's so unfortunate. And some of the top pack taken out very early. That's Jaron Haslam with a healthy 4.6 second lead back to Nicholas Love and Craig Ream. As I said, anything could happen during this race. He is up to third place. Ali Salih, though, your points leader in the class, currently sitting in the pits waiting to be towed out. Richard Swindells with Nick Johnson to the inside of turn one. He's gonna give it to him, maybe. Yes, he is. Back up top. Oh, as Troy Banks spins it, coming down to the digger. He was running in a healthy 10th place there, and luckily for everyone else, he is nice enough to hit the reset button and get out of the way and take that tow. That might be his race, though. He might have retired from this one. You can expect a few here out Bathurst. Top three for the GT1 class, though, very tight here. And then Tommy Regan running in the background. And any mistake here could be catastrophic for any of these guys. Nicholas Love having an incident of his own, having to retreat to the pits. Andrew Rasmussen up to second place. Craig Ream still in third. Nick Johnson up to fourth in that battle. Then it's Vincent Wood in sixth, and followed by Kent Kruger and Douglas Doucette. We're having a great little tussle. Here's Bjorn Benches back on track. He is your class leader just by showing up and racing and turning laps. You end up finishing pretty high up in the GT1s, as there's only 8 drivers on track at the moment. Currently running in 7th. You can see the speed difference he has, about 13 miles per hour on these straights, higher than the GT3s. trying to get past a few more GT3s on the straight, but he's going to have to wait. As the battle for the final podium positions is going on just ahead of him, with Andrew Rasmussen in second, Craig Ream in third, and Nick Johnson just behind him. Somebody gets a little bit of contact somewhere. Ali Salih back on track, staying the fastest lap of the race. He's currently back in 13th. Nicholas Love dropped to 14th there. Oh, and he's had another incident coming out of the final turn. John Miller, Troy Banks out of this race. James Buntner has come out of the pits, sitting in 12th. Bjorn weaving his way back through. Nick Johnson is not happy about being cut off there. Bjorn will certainly get out of their hair in a moment, come the next straight. Oh, and there is a random GT3 in the way. I think it was, it might have been Jacob Hiller here, spinning in front of these guys. GT1 car is super difficult to drive. Who needs brakes when descending a mountain? Johnson using his brakes there, trying to make up the gap to these guys, make sure they don't get away. Oh, and there's a moment for him to get past Shane. He's got that one done. Now he's finally past Shane. He can hunt down Corey ahead. And he's going to make a move for the lead. Oh, and he's tagged Corey. He's going to be lucky to keep it out of the wall. He is, but he lets Shane Hunter blow by. And now he's got 2 and about a quarter to make up. He's just got to keep hold of himself. Shane Hunter 0.6 behind Corey at the moment. Nick Johnson still hounding Craig Ream for the final podium position. We'll see how hard Michael might push himself to stay with these guys at the moment. Catch back up there. Jaron Haslam currently with a pretty healthy 12-second lead above Andrew Rasmussen. Oh, Andrew Rasmussen ahead of them, having some issues. He's down to 4th. Craig's up to 2nd. He's about to lose another one. Kent Kruger coming up quick behind him. And this might be pretty dang easy here for Kent. It's going to be the easiest move he makes all night. Andrew Rasmussen with some major aero damage to the left. Kent Kruger up to 4th. Nick Johnson in the final podium position. Craig Ream in 2nd. Jaron Haslam now. Quite well. Bjorn Benches. Where on earth is he? He is out. He is out. Oh, or points leader. I don't know if he is disconnected. My computer, sometimes he has a bad connection or I can't connect to him. Shane Hunter dropping a little bit off the pace at the moment. Corey Mitchell 1.7 ahead. But that can easily be made up in a smart pit strategy. This is Jaron Haslam, the GT3 leader, getting a little held up actually by Bryce Carter and the twisty turnies. Which often happens with the GT1s that sometimes just don't have that extra cornering capabilities. Johnson still biding his time. He's picking up positions though. He's got that 3rd place and he's still hanging on to Craig Ream, so he's in a great position here. Carlos riding in 4th at the moment, having a pretty solid race. Cannot complain. There's Michael Johnson. Shane Hunter just passing the camera there. Corey Mitchell able to get around James Butner, who, oh goodness, and Andrew Rasmussen ahead. Corey Mitchell has hit the wall. And there's chaos all over the place. It's Corey Mitchell, your pole sitter, pulls over to the side of the track. I wonder if he's going to try to bring this home or not. No, he's just getting off the racing line. For everybody, he's going to have to watch his relative as he descends the hill. Take a look at what had happened to Corey here. Oh, and he just goes right into the wall there. That lets Shane Hunter by, and that's Andrew Rasmussen who crashes ahead of them. And Corey just cannot keep it out of the wall. It's like bowling with this guy. He's putting up the lanes on the mountain and just riding along it. Let's go live. Corey is keep at high speeds. Your car is just so dangerous. Oh my God. Still in a podium position. I don't even think he's trying to go into the grass. I think he's just struggling to hold on to this car. He might as well take the jump and take the shortcut. He's not going to make it around this chicane very quickly. Jaron Haslam. I don't quite know what's happened. Maybe he's just been stuck behind Bryce Carter for so long. Nick Johnson has passed Craig Ream. We missed that little bit there. And he's only 7.5 seconds behind him. Corey Mitchell entering the pit lane. Might as well get your pit stop done now. He's got to be close to out of fuel. I bet Shane Hunter and Michael Johnson will be coming in at the end of this lap or the next. Carlos Lopez Jr. hops up to 3rd place after that solid race I was talking about. Bryce Carter still leading the the GT3 class here. Doug Doucette having a crash of his own, heading into downhill into the digger. Oh, and he's going to lose it and have a big one into the wall. He's got to reset it there, facing the wrong direction, and he does. Finds himself in the pit lane. Shane Hunter finds himself in the lead of the race. He had a terrible last lap as he was all held up by everybody. Michael Johnson closing. He already was closing a little bit as Shane was dropping off of Corey, but 1.7 is now the gap behind. Corey Mitchell back out on track. Did he hit that wall again? Oh my dear Lord. You know what, Corey? We're showing you live. I'm sorry. I can't believe you just did that. Oh, I bet you're so mad at yourself right now. At least it's driving okay. Oh heavens, oh heavens, oh heavens. It's not been a great outlap after the pit stop for Corey Mitchell. Nicholas Love back here, battling Richard Swindells. He's going to try to take to the outside, and he might just have that done. Just a little wiggle of the rear end as he gets back on the throttle. That's Russell Elizondo behind them. Running in 12th at the moment. Jaron Haslam finally getting around Bryce Carter, who takes to the pits. And I bet we'll see these top three come in at the end of the lap here. Corey Mitchell coming back into the pits. Oh heavens. It is undrivable for him. Andrew Durkis comes in. He needs some work done on that machine. Elise Lee about pushing Andrew Rasmussen's beat up Audi down this mountain. Bryce Carter back out on track. Shane Hunter looks like he's heading in for the pits. Kinda. Michael Johnson with an issue. I don't know exactly what happened. I'm sure what happened, but he is a ways behind. Oh, he took his pit stop already. All right, so let's watch as these guys come out of the pits. And Shane takes his spot behind Corey at the front of the queue. Michael Johnson's about around the final turn here. And Shane Hunter back ahead of Michael Johnson. Who can see him in the distance, only 1.3 behind now, making up a little bit of time. 1.1. And the battle for the GT1 lead is back under a second. Bryce Carter coming out in the middle of the GT3s here, having to get past these guys. Jacob Hiller is back out on track. Oh, having some difficulties though. But hanging in there. He is finishing the race with us. He's currently running in 6th. Corey Mitchell still in the pits. Carlos Lopez comes in for his stop. Pushes Jacob up to fourth for the moment as he's getting past Corey. A little loose out of turn 2. Corey Mitchell still in there. Jacob Hiller has had to return to the pits. We just saw him out on track. Not exactly sure what happened. Carlos Lopez spending a good amount of time in the pits. Should see the GT3 start to cycle in a moment. That's not what I meant to press. How about we try our pit time here. And Carlos Lopez in there for about a minute and a half so far. Kent Kruger finds himself in 4th position. He heads for the pits now. Nick Johnson in 2nd place, also in for his stop. That releases Craig Ream. Tyler Pierre Richards does not come in for his stop this lap. 26 minutes on the board. Kent Kruger drops down to 6th, only losing 2 positions in that pit stop. Not too bad at all. And it looks like most of the GT3s have pit. Many of these guys for a couple minutes here. Even Tyler Pierre Richards in there for an entire minute. Oh, and Ali Salih has had an issue. Looks like he's coming back into the pits. Johnson had a crash back here and has fallen off a little bit. There's Shane Hunter in 1st place into the final turn. He's just spun sideways, and the inside curbing does not slow him down and upsets the car a little bit more, dropping him down 8 seconds. And these tires really starting to fail on these guys. Very easy lock it up going downhill here. I thought I had Andrew's picture. I think I have Nicholas's too. All right, 11 minutes to race. Tyler Pierre Richards coming in for another stop after his 1 minute pit stop. Craig Reams back out on track in 3rd place as you would expect. Vincent Wood rounding the final turn there. Currently running in 4th. Bryce Carter is in the mix with the GT3s, and Ken Kruger back there in 5th. Tyler Pierre Richards exiting the pits. James Buntner coming in for another stop to get some fuel, as does, I don't quite know who that was next to him. It's Douglas Emery entering the pits at the same time. And they make do. Shane Hunter leading the race still, 8 seconds back to his nearest rival. Lopez Jr. running in 4th place. He's actually about to be lapped here by Michael Johnson. I'm sure Michael will appreciate a little slipstream. To slingshot him down the straights. Green 1.5 behind Nicholas Johnson. Battle for second. Vincent Wood under a second to Craig Green. Pretty astounded at the amount of side view mirrors we've kept this race. This is definitely one where you're racing the track more than the drivers, as you can see the gaps between drivers here. Often over 10 seconds. So just running clean and keeping your car on the track is the #1 priority here. And your rivals will take themselves out. That being said, here's Elise Lee trying to get back into this race, climbing back up to the top 10, putting Andrew Durkis under some pressure. Giving him the lights, letting him know he's coming and he's going to make a move at the end of this one. And he just slips ahead of him there, and he's going to outbrake him into the final little chicane. Craig Ream dropping down behind Vincent Wood. See what had happened. Did Craig have a little lockup there, allowing Vincent to the inside? Vincent looking very racy towards the end of this race. Starting to close up and Craig dropping off. The pair are now about 3 seconds behind Nick Johnson. Shane just about holds on to that Aston Martin around the final turn. He's going to go across the line. We got 4 race laps left. Michael Johnson in the background starting to close, 5.9 behind. Somebody just tags inside there. Just leaving some paint and picking up a new sponsor on the way. Oh, Andrew Durkis almost going off and crashing there. Doesn't have a great exit. Oh, that's gonna just invite Russell back in, who's nice enough just to bleed off the gas pedal and let him go for it. Back for the lead of the race. 5 minutes to go here at Bathurst for the week. 4.8 seconds back, 4.6 seconds back, 4.5 seconds back. Shane Hunter just has to keep hold of this thing for a few more minutes. He's going to have a great GT1 win, a really difficult win here. Probably the most difficult win of the season, a GT1 at Bathurst. Just got to hold on to this car for a little bit longer. And we have a couple crashes out there. Oh, and that's a nasty one to have. Oh, I thought he was headed straight for the wall. Jacob Hiller has one of his own. Oh, he's having trouble with his final turn. It is a doozy. We saw Michael Johnson do the exact same thing a moment ago. Oh, this is a nasty place to have a little crash, though. Lots of concrete walls around here, and he's found two of them, and he's found Ali Salih for good measure, and he gets... Wow, I've never seen anything like that before. He just gets yeeted just off track into the abyss, and he's gone. Pulling over, letting Andrew Durkis by after all that contact he just got. Vincent Wood is behind Craig Ream. I missed something there. Oh, as Vincent goes off track, final turn, opens the door in the entire racetrack for Craig to go by. Different laps of cars here, all stacked up. As that's Corey Mitchell there, still dealing with some front damage, coming up to his favorite turn of the race. And that's Bryce Carter, currently running in third place. He's got a podium for himself this evening, after admittedly being off the pace of the rest of the pack. He's got himself a podium, and that's just how crazy it can be here. Oh, heavens. I said he had a podium. Oh, that was not good. It's Bryce Carter. Oh, it does not feel the pressure. It is Corey Mitchell from behind who says, no podium for you. Oh, brutal. And does everybody retreat to the pits? This has not been Corey's. The return of the silver bullet. It was a silver bullet for Bryce Carter, as he has to go in the pit lane down to fourth. Kent Kruger also in the pit lane, as it were. Shane Hunter running 6.2 ahead. He's going to give us one more race lap here. Oh man, we had some drama right to the death there. Vincent Wood back ahead of Craig Ream. Oh, and a very crazy spot as, oh, Vincent, very nice to be there to spin Craig back around as his rear bumper gets real loose. And he tags the wall for good measure. Corey Mitchell jumps to the pits. Let's see, do you have another issue, or did he parked it right there? That's probably so upsetting for Corey, who spent the majority of the race pretty much in the pits. I'm sure he feels real bad, and that's just something that can happen. I did that the other day and took somebody out, and you know, they just weren't nearly as fast as I was through a section. I was just expecting them to go faster. And I got on the gas and just rear-ended somebody and spun them out. Granted, they were technically ahead of me. Bryce Carter in the pits, Ken Kruger in the pits, Andrew Rasmussen in the pits, Corey Mitchell in the pits, Douglas Emery in the pits. We have a few fallen soldiers out there. Carlos Lopez Jr. slots into that final GT1 podium position. Oh, as Shane Hunter has an issue on the last lap out there, and that's gonna leave Michael Johnson. I don't know what's happening in this race anymore. And Michael Johnson leading away, and they're gonna drag race the rest of the race. I love it. I love it so much. Michael Johnson coming out ahead. Let's take a quick peek and see what had happened. Is Shane Hunter seemingly taking it very easy and slow through here and just decides to dip it. Whereas Michael Johnson come right through and crash into him. Oh, he has his own crash. And does the exact same thing, going live with them through the final turns of the race. Michael Johnson goes off track and cuts him off back to the racing line. Oh, it's just beautiful racing right to the death. Oh, that is Bathurst in a nutshell for you as Michael Johnson crosses the line. And Shane Hunter does not hold on for that win in the final lap. He's going to come in second place. Carlos Lopez Jr., currently running in third, should take the final podium position. Jaron Haslam currently descending the mountain. Nick Johnson is in second place, dealing with Ali Salih, busted up Ferrari ahead of him. Very sketchy through the final lap. There's Vincent Wood, who he was able to pull away from. Craig Ream not able to get back past Tyler Pierre Richards, who's already crossed the line for fifth, followed by James Bunner. And Carlos Lopez Jr. does come in third place. Congratulations. What a race finale for these guys, though. Ken Kruger heading into the pits, saying enough of this. He crosses the line in the pit lane. Jaron Haslam coming across as your GT3 race winner. Nick Johnson will take second place in class. And there is Vincent Wood to take third, followed by a valiant Craig Ream in fourth. What a lovely, insane race to wrap up our time here at Mount Panorama. So let's run you down those race results real quick now that everybody is across the line for the GT1 class. Here it was Michael Johnson, followed by Shane Hunter. Carlos Lopez making out the top three. Bryce Carter in fourth. Corey Mitchell spent the last couple in the pits. And And then Jacob Hiller, Tommy Regan, and 7th Bjorn Benches retired very early in 8th. And we will fix. I thought I had said this already. Maybe we will figure out how to do that, but no one over 5 laps down should really be in the points this evening. Let's take a look at the GT3 results this evening. Jaron Haslam takes the win out there. Welcome back, Jaron, as Nick Johnson taking 2nd place, followed by Vincent Wood, who fends off Craig Bream for the final position. Tyler Pierre Richards comes in 5th, followed by James Butner, Andrew Dirks, Ali Salim, Russell Elizondo, and Richard Swindells reps out the top 10. Ken Kruger comes in 11th, followed by Nicholas Love, Douglas Emery, Andrew Rasmussen, Douglas Doucette, Troy Banks, John D. Miller. Let's watch everybody go across real quick. Just a lovely display out there, landing back on their wheels. Did I say John Miller? Yes, I said John Miller, followed by Michael McCoy out there, who did not grid. Actually, a bunch of these guys did not grid, so I'm going to have to update the points. But let's take a quick look at our championship points. For the GT1s, Bjorn still out on top, but Shane Hunter closing with a good 2nd place for him this evening. Michael Johnson not gaining that many points. Well, let me see if this actually fully updated for us here. Yes, it did. Michael Johnson only with 131 out there in my book for the GT3s. Ali Salih still up top, but Craig Ream closing. John Miller dropping off a little bit after that poor race for him. Tyler Pierre Richard down in 4th place. Richard Swindells in 5th. As always, make sure you never subscribe, hit that thumbs down button, and hit the bell an even number of times. We will see you on Sunday at Watkins Glen with the Miatas. Hope everybody has a lovely weekend. We will see you guys on Sunday.